Commissioner Suarez, then Carver, then Moss, then Monestein.
As a preliminary statement, I would like to join
You down.
all of us that have congratulated our first responders and add to that, and in relation to that, I would like to introduce into the record a letter from the head of the PBA, John Rivera. I'm heartened by the fact that Commissioner Sosa, among others, has expressed a lively interest in making sure that our police force has adequate resources and manpower and otherwise, or staffing and otherwise. But I'll be waiting to discuss that with the mayor. We had to cancel our last meeting that was going to be exclusively on that issue. But between hurricanes, I agree with the vice chair that most of the stuff that was said here today was entirely true. Between hurricanes, we don't really improve the quality of life of our citizens. It is just totally unacceptable. It leads me to question our priorities entirely. The idea that we're fighting to restore $5 million in service to our system is ridiculous. $5 million is 1/10 of 1% of our operating budget. By way of comparison, we recently rejected a request by the administration to buy $88 million of furniture. I asked what departments the furniture was intended for. I was told that in great part it was for this building. Well, this building has very good furniture. You're sitting on a lot of it. And we still have, I wanted to mention this. When I was first elected, one of the first testimonies that we heard was from Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. And we had just gone through a recession. Her district was one of the poorest in the United States. And she said, I understand that you don't have much money. And I said, Congresswoman, we do have a lot of money. We just don't allocate it properly. We still have 4,283 managers making substantial amounts of money, and we can't make full-time employees of 14 parks managers, which is exactly what we need. That would cost us $350,000. $350,000 is what one of our high-paid bureaucrats make in our legal department. We have 7,000 vehicles, 4,500 properties, over 1,000 job titles. We have not really changed things in the last 6 years. And I'm embarrassed to say that, to the point that now we're cutting service on our transportation system, and at the same time telling the people that we're going to abandon the SMART plan and that we're not going to fund rail. Well, let me tell you something. Chairman Monestein, when he was chairman and vice chair of the MPO, now TPO, Francis Suarez, pushed for the SMART plan. And later, Chairman Bovo picked up on it. And he instructed a man next to me to push in the Fiscal Priorities Committee for us to figure out a way to fund the SMART plan. We're not going to be able to do all of it, but I'm pleased to say, and I wrote an article in Miami today, most people didn't read because of the hurricane, that we're going to try to do at least half of the system with funds that are available. And so in the area of affordable housing, 2 years ago, PACT asked us, I think Barbara Jordan and Daniela Levine Cava and I were there, maybe some others. We wanted to push $50 million, again, 1% of our general operating budget for Affordable Housing Trust Fund. We managed to get a pledge of $10 million that ended up being $387,000 because it was based on second half of the year reserves that never never panned out. The very least that I would have to see in this budget would be $10 million for affordable housing, and even that is just a start. $387,000 is what we got last year. Heck, that's 2 units at average price or the median price in Dade County for new housing. So my final comment, Mr. Chairman, and my colleagues, is what we have before us is minimal reform, minimal relief, and minimal realization of our development goals. It's a minimalist budget, and I have to vote against it. In the second budget hearing, I'll get a little bit more into the development issues. I don't think we've spent yet a single penny of our EDF monies. In my own district, there's quite a few programs that are lagging. Maybe we got one going, I think, in the Opelika Carrie Meek Foundation. No? Not yet? Palmetto Bay? And I'll get into that more, and I know that we're all tired, and really, tonight, I'd like to cast a positive note on all of this somehow, and say that we have survived the storm, but we have to do better. We have to do much better. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair.
Well said, Commissioner Suarez.